How's it going? Welcome to my new channel. Um, Environment minus permission equals a healthy planet. I'm sure you can pretty much guess what that means. I don't think that we need to ask permission to regenerate what we've destroyed. So that's the basis of. Let me fix this. Just that's the basis, basically, of this particular channel. I'm going to be covering a few subjects, not just environmental science, but and climate change. But most of what I'm going to be talking about is going to be based in climate change, what we can do to help it, how we can potentially fix it, things that people are already doing, um, stuff like that, things that you can do. I mean, we've all heard it all before. I don't need to lecture your ear off on how plastic is destroying the ocean and, carbon emissions are causing a bunch of issues with air quality and all that fun shit. So, um, you've all heard it before. And if you haven't, that's fine. Let us know and let me know in the comments. And I will try to answer any questions you have. I am not a professional. This is I am going to school to be a professional. My goal is to get a degree, a bachelor's in environmental science, focusing in conservation. Um, and then from there, hopefully, people will listen to me. Um, I'm not like a big time brainiac, but I do have a lot of good ideas. Um, and I want to share these ideas, because I don't think that, not sharing them is going to do any good. And if they don't go anywhere, then they don't go anywhere. At least I like put it out there. That's the way I'm seeing it. Um, so and even if like nobody else wants to do these particular project ideas, once I graduate, I'll have more of a standing, I'm sure, in the next 4 years. So I'll be able to potentially get one or two of these off the ground with some help. But I'm gonna need you guys to help me with that. Okay. Our planet is actually in danger. We are actually in danger. Um, you guys have seen all the boohoo, look at this poor dead animal movies and documentaries and shows about climate change and how it's affecting these animals. Um, I feel like at this point, um, the mass majority of us are just numb to all of that information anymore. You know, because scientists have been crying about this, crying out about this for decades now. And, at first people were listening, now people aren't. And I guess that kind of happens when you have the same agendas being pushed, I guess, agendas. I say agendas because I don't know any other word. But um, so pushing it, what I mean by that is pushing things like recycling and uh, cleaner vehicles and clean living kind of stuff, which a lot of us are doing now. A lot of us are actually on that bandwagon. We're recycling, we're doing what we need to do to on our own individual part to help the planet, and which is great, and it has actually made a pretty decent difference. But we're at a plateau now where, the people that are going to help are helping. The people that want to help are helping. The ones that don't care are, you know, we've reached that point of information where you either are going to support it and do what you need to do because you do need to get in on this, but a lot of people aren't. Um, or you already know and you're already doing what you need to do. So we're at that plateau where now we have to start thinking about bigger picture kind of stuff, and that's what I'm trying to do here. Is let's see what we can do to work together to fix the fucking planet. Now, when I say work together, I really mean like work together. I don't care what your opinions are. I really don't. Like, as long as your opinion is based in fact, great. Um, if you recognize that there's an issue, but you're hung up on one little thing about that issue, get rid of that one little thing, okay? Because those are the things that are holding us up. People are, fighting over all the little details and not actually making any headway because of that. So we need to stop fighting over all the little details and come up with some actual sustainability options that we can and will implement. Um, I'm personally like, and I haven't even been in this game very long. Like I've been involved, I guess, surrounded by would be more of an appropriate term, surrounded by conservation efforts my entire life. I grew up here in Colorado. Yeah, Colorado, wearing I'm a typical Coloradan right now. I don't normally wear Colorado shirts, but I grew up in Colorado, where environmental impact has been in our face. Conservation has been in our face everywhere we go, every day of our lives. Okay, like if you're in Colorado, you grew up here, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, you can't walk down a green patch of grass without seeing, some kind of information about the wildlife in that area. Even if it's in the middle of the city, okay? You go down to Washington Park in Denver and you're going to see those signs. You're going to see information about why the park is there, the wildlife that park helps support and all that. So there's a lake in the middle of the park, so it's a big thing here. We have national parks all over the place here in Colorado. Um, you know, Land conservation effort is huge. Um, the problem with all of this is a lot of times, though, that what they're running into, the issue they're running into is obviously money. Money is always going to be an issue. It's always going to be the problem um, that does not help too much, if that makes any sense. People always want money. They always want something in exchange for something, and which is fine. There's nothing really wrong with that. The problem that we're running into with that is that people are more concerned with getting something for their something. Instead of being like, oh yeah, this really could like help out big time. I'm just gonna donate it to you. Hit me back later when I need something. That's a typical barter system, right? Um, so that's kind of the system that I want to try to get back to as far as like working together to make things happen. Um, but anyway, the only way I can make that happen is through you guys. Now, with this channel, any cash that comes in through this channel is going to be saved. I don't care if I only make $10 off of this. Every penny of that $10 is going to go towards some kind of conservation effort at the end of this 4 years. So by the end of this 4 years, whatever I have from you guys, from YouTube, from donors, is going to go to a conservation effort. Now, that might be my own effort, my own project that I try to get up off the ground. Um, or like if nothing comes up that's feasible that cash can go to on my part, then every penny of it will be donated to a big time conservation project. There's plenty of them out there, so to donate to. The goal though is to try to bring all those people together. Every one of you guys, every conservationist out there, every person in charge of a conservation um, entity, I guess, like the Ocean Conservancy and all that fun stuff. All of you guys, if we could all get all of you guys to come together and like put a couple dimes in each, then we can accomplish some of these big time projects that are going to be required to help us save what we've got left. and potentially even make it bigger. There's a couple of ideas that I have. They are going to be expensive, but they will work. I know they'll work. It's it's basic nature. It's basic nature ideas I know will work. Um, I'm gonna throw out a few of my smaller ideas in the next few videos. I'm gonna do a few videos today, just to kind of get this thing rolling a little bit. Um, so in those videos, go ahead and check those out. One of them is going to be a challenge for Mr. Beast. Another one is a challenge for uh, ocean conservation societies. Um, Places like the Ocean Conservancy, NOAA, like places like that. A challenge for you guys, and fishermen. I've got all kinds of ideas. I'm gonna throw a few of them out there today, um, and then I'm gonna check back in a few weeks to see what's been going on with the channel. Um, this is something that I'm going to keep up on, but it's not something that I'm going to be doing every single day like a lot of these creators. Um, so my challenge to you guys: like, share, subscribe this video. Like, share, subscribe my channel. However the fuck it works. I'm new to YouTube. I'm new to doing anything remotely tech savvy at all. I'm not tech savvy. That's why I have my nerd friends that help me out with computer stuff. So it was a miracle I even managed to do this. So, um, but anyway, hit me back. My email is attached to my YouTube. If you're gonna email me just to troll me, I'm not gonna answer you back. You're not gonna get any kind of reaction out of me. Um, if you email me for ideas, like to exchange ideas, I will do my best to keep up with everybody that emails. Um, I'm very, very bad at email communication. I do like to do it over the phone, but I'm doing my best to catch up to the times. So, um, yeah, shoot me an email if you are a professional that works in this same industry. Okay, like if you're an environmental engineer, if you're an environmental scientist, if you're in a conservationist, if you have any kind of organization that works with wildlife and trying to help it. Um, I'm a nobody. I don't have anything. I don't have money. I don't have like a professional support system or anything like that yet. That's what I'm trying to build here. Is I'm trying to get involved in the community in a way that matters. Okay. Now I say that because when I first started this idea of going back to school for environmental science, um, I had already done almost 20 years of customer service and blue collar jobs. You can see it in my shoulders. This isn't fat. This is from lifting furniture and people and all kinds of stuff. Um, and I learned over that 20 years that, much as I hate to say it, a lot of people out there are just dim-witted dipshits, and they're mean and rude, and they have no bone of civility in them whatsoever. They just want to cause drama everywhere that they go, and it's just getting to be a bigger problem out there. And I don't want to be around that. So I want to do something that actually matters instead of just scanning your items out every day.